Fire signs, what's up, y'all? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, how y'all doing? We're gonna take a quick little look here today and see if the person that you're thinking about is gonna reach out. I haven't done this in a while, have I? I usually try to make it a point to do this once a month, but I think it's probably been 2 or 3 months since I've done this, haven't I? All right. So this is one mini reading for each fire sign. One for Aries, one for Leo, one for Sagittarius. So if any of you are in need of a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. I do have a link for that in the description of this video. And also, for those of you who missed the memo, I do have an important announcement to make. This Saturday, October 18th, is going to be our last round of weekly live readings. We're going to be pulling back and taking a big old break. We've been going hard and consistent since February, and we need to take a break. We're going to go back to the way it used to be, where we break it out 2 or 3 times a year for a special occasion, you know? So if you want to get on that list, you can pre-order anytime throughout the week. They're read in the order of which they come in. After this Saturday, no more. So you can read up about everything that I have to offer on my website. The link is in the description. All right, Aries. Let's see if this person even wants to talk to you. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? All right, 8 of Cups reversed. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do feel like they want to connect with you. All right, last shuffle. I think they want to clear the air with you, honestly. I think so. But I don't know if they feel like that's possible. I don't know why. They want to clear the air, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're worried that you found out about some secrets they were keeping, possibly. I don't know. I think they want to clear the air with you. They just don't really feel like that's possible. They feel like if they connect with you, it's going to be nothing but a fight, nothing but drama, and they don't want that. They don't want that. They just mainly want to clear the air. That's all I'm really seeing here. For those of you wondering, no, they have not improved their life any. I don't know if you're wondering that, specifically if you're dealing with somebody that had an addiction issue. No, they're not clean. They're probably worse. When it comes to addiction, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And there's not really much of an in-between. I mean, I guess there can be if you have the strength to really get it under control. But, I mean, if you have the strength to get it under control like that, the likelihood is you're not going to be using it all, you know? So, anyway, though, I know that's not for all of you. But, yeah, I think they want to connect with you. They just don't really believe that it would be possible, you know? Some of you dealing with a Pisces. Let's see who I got here. I got Pisces, Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right, well, let's see if they gonna reach out, though. Let's see if they gonna reach out. Queen of Cups. That's not very action-packed. They're contemplating it. They're seriously contemplating it. So, okay, so we got 5 of Pentacles reversed, Death card upright. Where did Death card go? There we go. 5 of Pentacles reversed, Death card upright. That, and with the 2 of Pentacles, that kind of feels like that energy where somebody starts to type out a message to you and then closes out of it before they send it. And if you piddle around in that energy for too long, then eventually it's just gonna. So they're contemplating it. I think you're going to hear from this person before the year's out. I just don't know if it's going to be in October. It's getting really, really heavy in November and December, but I don't know if it's going to be October. I just think they're too hesitant. Let's get the advice. What's the advice? Are y'all getting notified? Everybody getting notifications? Is this going to be one of them days again? So annoying. High Priestess. Well, if you were to reach out, I would just manage my expectations. I get that question a lot. Would it be a good idea to reach out to this person? Well, what do you mean, would it be a good idea? It depends on why you want to reach out to them, you know? If you're wanting to reach out to them in hopes that you can bring them back into your life, probably not right away. Probably not right away. I would at least take the opportunity to close things out and clear the air the way they want, you know. But if you're not ready to completely clear the air, then I probably wouldn't. Probably not. Are you ready? That's the question. Are you ready to clear the air with this person? Are you ready to do that? If so, clear the air with them. Sometimes people come to me for personal readings, and they'll tell me that after they watch one of my general videos that they cleared the air with somebody, and then they're upset because the person didn't respond. That's not the point. That's not the point of clearing the air with somebody. When you get closure or clear the air, or whatever the case may be, that we're not having a back and forth conversation. This is for energy, frequency, and vibration purposes only. Clearing the air means clearing the energy. And if you're clearing the air with someone, but you have some other hidden motive or expectation behind what's going to happen as a result of clearing the air, then don't do it. Don't do it until you are ready to just clear the air, and don't even think about what you want to do until after the air is clear. And hell, you never know. Then maybe you could reconcile. But don't worry about that until after the air is clear. All right, Leo. Leo. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Oh, looks like they're trying to forget about you. They're going to great lengths to try to forget about you, or trying to delete your memory. Oh, Nine of Swords, though. Knight of Swords reversed. It don't look like it, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It don't look like it. It looks like this person wants to move on from this and just completely forget that it ever happened. Very, very guarded. Very butthurt, too. Very butthurt. So, man, don't look like it. Knight of Swords reversed. It's not really telling me why. I guess it must have ended pretty badly. King of Cups reversed. Damn, dog. Well, that was pretty straightforward right there. Okay, well, let's see if they about to reach out then. Are they reaching out to Leo? Queen of Swords reversed. I ain't had no action for the month of October, dude. None. None. Seven of Swords reversed. They're too guarded, dude. They are too damn guarded. They're trying to find somebody new. You know what, though? You know what I think? It seems like this is the type of person that would reach out to you if they find someone new. You know? Like, they would love the thought of getting into a brand new, happy, successful relationship and then reaching out to you once they feel like they have one up, you know? But right now, they're just trying to move on from this and forget about it. So probably not, unless they happen upon a relationship that they believe is going to be successful. Let's get the advice. Ooh, Six of Cups upright. Ooh, yeah. This is never fun advice. But for now, let the tower burn to the ground. I wouldn't even think about communicating with this person until you are 100% sure that you've made peace with the past, that you've done as much healing as you possibly can, and you've learned the lesson from this. Now remember, y'all, there's a difference between a lesson and a test. The minute you think you learned the lesson, you better watch out because you're going to be tested. People tend to conflate those two things, and they're two different things. I hear people ask me all the time, am I done being tested? I've had so many life lessons. Whoa, then if all you've had is lessons, you haven't even started being tested yet. It's like school. This is school. This is the earth school, dude. First, you take the lesson, then you take the test. You test it on the lesson. It's the way it works. So just throwing that in there. But I wouldn't even consider talking to this person until you are very, very certain that you've made as much peace with the past as possible and you've learned every lesson you needed to learn from this situation. But like I said, if you do that, you'll probably be tested. You'll probably be put through a test. You feel like you learned the lesson and you want to reach out to them? Okay, universe gonna test your ass. But if you don't feel like you're solid with that, then I would wait a little bit longer. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? If so, what? If not, why not? Uh-oh, karmic tie, man. And judgment reverse. They have they feel a really strong feeling of unfinished business. And they have a lot of unanswered questions. But see, here's the thing. With that hangman reversed, I don't think they have unanswered questions. I think that the questions that they have, they just don't like the answer, if that makes sense, you know? I don't think they have unanswered questions. I don't think that there's anything that they don't know. They're just not willing to accept it. Does that make sense? And I get people like that come to me for readings all the time. Ask me a question, and then they turn around and answer it for themselves. What they're wanting to do is they're wanting me to give them the answer that they want to hear. It's like, you just answered your own question. Some of you are dealing with somebody with an addiction issue, possibly. But whether it was addiction or whatever it was, they have not improved their life at all. At all. So this kind of feels like a self-service, service to self, self-serving individual, you know, that wants things to go their way. They want to hear the answer to the question that they want to hear. They believe that this would work if you would do things their way. You know, that type of energy. Very one-sided, no equal give and take. Very victim mentality, too. That's one thing, a lot of people with that energy, really strong victim mentality. You did this to me. You did that to me. Even if I did you wrong, it was your fault. You made me do it. You know that type of energy? If you would have just stopped doing this, if you would just start doing that, then I wouldn't have to act that way. You know? All right, well, let's see if they've asked to reach out. I think they're waiting for you to let your guard down, which is so stupid. I can't stand when that comes through. How they gonna know when or if you let your guard down? How they gonna know? You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, people like this live in fantasy fairy tale land. So this is a hard one to call. Look, we got Karmic Wheel Devil card again. This one's a hard one to call. This person's waiting for you to let your guard down. How are they going to know when or if you've let your guard down? That's the question. So I guess if they see some sort of green light that would indicate to them that you've let your guard down, then yeah, those of you will probably, no, this person will probably show up in your inbox. Very likely. But it's like, well, how do I measure that? How do I predict that? There is no real way to. That's very idiosyncratic. It's very subjective. You know, there's no real way to measure that. I think it's split down the middle. Some of you are going to hear from this person. Some of you aren't. Like, I guess maybe if it's been so long that this person just feels like you must have let your guard down by now. I don't know. I don't know how they determine that. I have no idea. I don't know how they're going to determine whether or not you've let your guard down. Let's get the advice. What's the advice for Sagittarius? Oh, shit. Wow, you know what this is saying? This ain't me. This is what this is saying. It's saying that it would not be a good idea to talk to this person. King of Cups reversed. This person's an emotional manipulator. An emotional manipulator and an emotional game player. So talking to this person, it's a very, very, very high chance that it would end up resulting in a reconciliation attempt. And I say attempt in big, bold, capital letters. Because when you're dealing with somebody like that, and for other reasons, I dig up that rabbit hole, we'll be talking for fucking 30 minutes, is going to repeat the cycle. If you do end up attempting reconciliation, I'd be surprised if it lasted a week before it goes right back to what you pick up right where you left off. Pick up right where you left off. It loops right around and repeats the cycle all over again. So, I don't know though. I don't really feel comfortable just straight up telling you to or not to do that. Because obviously, if you're stuck in a situation where you keep letting somebody come into your life and treat you like that, then that means there's a lesson you need to learn that you're not learning. And you don't learn that lesson by just blindly taking my advice just because you trust me. That's not going to teach you the lesson. So that's where I always feel like my hands are tied with a situation like this. And I always struggle. Every time I try to figure out how to give advice for a situation like this, I always kick myself because I think I could have said it differently. Now, I don't really know what else to say other than draw the line somewhere. How many times? This is an honest question for you to ask yourself. How many times does a person have to keep showing me who they are before I trust and believe that that's who they are? How many times does a cycle have to repeat itself before I accept the fact that it's never going to change? How many times? I was telling a client the other night that when you keep doing the same thing and keep getting the same result, the universe is telling you something. If you keep trying something and it keeps failing, the universe is telling you something. If you keep trying and trying and trying, try it this way, try it that way, try it that way, try it this way, try it up, try it down, try it all the way around, try it inside and out, and it keeps failing, the same thing keeps happening, no matter what angle you hit it from, no matter what options that you exhaust, the same thing keeps happening, the universe is telling you something. Now, me personally, I don't sit around and drive myself nuts trying to figure out exactly what the universe is telling me. If I'm trying to make something happen and the universe refuses to let it happen, I've learned on my path to just step back and say, all right, universe, dude, gotcha. I don't know why you're not letting me do this, but I'm trusting that you see something that I don't. And I just listen to it. You know what I've learned on my journey, though? Every single time, if you can be patient and trust the process, the universe will always end up showing you why it wouldn't work. It might take a couple of years sometimes, but at some point, you're going to look back and say, now it makes sense. Now I see why the universe wouldn't let that work that way. Now I see why the universe wouldn't let that relationship work, or that business plan, or whatever, But don't rack your brain trying too hard to figure out why it's not working. If you've exhausted every option at your disposal and the universe keeps making the same fucking thing happen, the universe is telling you something. And if after a certain point, at what point, when I keep kicking this door open and the universe keeps slamming it in my face, when do I finally step back and accept that? How long do I have to keep spinning in circles before I'm like, okay, all right, well, nothing's going to change, so I'm not playing this game no more? I don't know any other way to explain it. There's some people who never stop repeating the cycle. I've seen people repeat a cycle until death does them part. And I mean, if that's the way you want to live your life, then by all means, knock yourself out. But time's ticking. You're going to run out of time soon. One of these days, you're going to be looking back, realizing it's too fucking late. I've seen that happen a couple of times. I'm not going to say it's been a lot. It's been a little handful of times where I've seen people spin in the same circle for too many decades. And now it's too late. It's too late. Too fucking late. You wouldn't listen. The universe kept trying to close the door. Kept trying to kick the tower over, and your stubborn ass kept kicking the door back open. Kept trying to force it to happen your way. And you spun in circles for years and years and years and years, repeating the same cycle, spinning in circles. Now it's too late. It's too fucking late now. All the other options, opportunities, experiences that you could have gone out and had, it's gone now. It's too late. Too fucking late. It's possible. I have seen it happen. So, anyway, take that and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my fire sign family needed to hear. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I do have an announcement to make for those of you who missed the memo. This Saturday, October 18th, is going to be our last round of weekly live readings. We're taking a step back and taking a big old break. We've been going solid and consistent since February. That's insane, dude. We haven't done that since February. We haven't done that since 2020. 2020, when we used to do it every single week. And yeah, we are taking a step back and going back to the way it was before this past February, where we break it out maybe a few times a year, you know. So you can pre-order on my website. The ones that come in first get read first. You can pre-order anytime throughout the week. You could order now if you wanted to. And you would be in the very front of the line. But yeah, you can read up more about that on my website, tarotwithrich.com, along with everything else that I have to offer. Most people prefer my general personal readings, but yeah, I got a link in the description for those of you who are interested. All right, I'm out of here now. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.